video. First thing first, I want to introduce myself. My name is Amelia Salsabila from class 4B and my number of student is 039. And today, I want to invite you to think about something we do almost every day. Using technology to learn and to be tested. Think back to your school days. Most of us remember sitting in the big room, holding a pencil and filling out paper forms. It was slow and sometimes it felt a bit boring, right? But fast forward to today and everything has changed. Whether you are taking an English test for a job, for university, or just for fun on application like Duolingo, you are using a computer. But have you ever stopped to ask, how does it actually work? Is it really fair? To answer this question, we are going to deep dive into a very special book that I've read before, Assessing Language Through Computer Technology by Carol Chappell and Dan Douglas. So, this book is a part of the famous Cambridge Language Assessment series. It's not just a textbook, but it's a guide to the future. Today, we will look at the clear summary of the book, its strengths and weaknesses, who should read it, and what we can actually learn from it. So, grab a coffee and let's get started. First, let's talk about what this book is actually about. The main message from Chappell and Douglas is simple but powerful. Technology is not just an extra tool, it is now the heart of how we test language. They call this the technology trait. So why is it important? Because computers allow us to do things that paper simply cannot do. The book highlights two big ideas, interactivity and adaptivity. Now, let's talk about interactivity. In the past, a listening test was just a voice from the speaker. But with computer, we can watch a video, we can see how people move their hands and how their facial expression. This makes the test feel like real life, not just a school exercise. And there is adaptivity. This is what we call smart testing. Imagine you are taking a test. If you get a question right, the computer notices and will give you a harder one in the next question. But if you get it wrong, it gives you an easier one. By the end, the test knows how exactly where your level is. It's faster and much more personal. The book also explained how to build this test from scratch, including how computers can give you instant feedback so you can learn from your mistake right away. Now, let's evaluate the book. Is it still worth your time? What I love most about the book is its honesty. The author don't just say technology is straight. They also talk about the risk. They talk about validity. They ask a very tough question. If students get a low score, is it because they don't understand English or because they don't know how to use technology? This is so important. They care about fairness and making sure that everyone, even people who aren't technology savvy, gets a fair chance. The book is very organized and explains difficult ideas in a way that is easy to follow. Of course, every book has a downside. Since this is a classic book, some of the software examples look a bit old. You won't find things about ChatGPT or the latest AI application here. However, and this is a big however, the principles and the philosophy are still 100% true. Think of this book as the foundation of a house. The house might have new furniture today, like AI, but the foundation, the theories in this book, is what keeps the house standing. You just need to take these lessons and apply them to the new tools we have today. So, who should actually spend their time reading this book? I see four main groups. First, students and researchers. If you are studying education or linguistic, this is a must-have book. You cannot talk about digital learning without knowing the best from Chappell and Douglas. It will make your research much stronger and more professional. Second, teachers and educators. If you feel a bit scared of technology, read this book. It will show you that technology is your best friend, not your enemy. It shows you how to use digital tools to help your students learn faster and better. Third, technology and application developers. If you are building an education app, please read this. Don't just make an application that looks cool. Use this book to make sure your application actually helps people learn based on real science. And last but not least, curious learners. If you just want to know how the world is changing, this book gives you a front row seat to the future of education. What we got from this book is a digital literacy that helps us understand how we are being tested and measured in this new age. So, why should you read it right now? Because the world isn't going back to paper. The future of language, work, and education is digital now. Reading this book is not just about passing a class, it's about being prepared for the world. It turns you from a passive user into a smart and critical observer. You will start to look at every application and every online test differently. You will know how to make a test good and what makes it unfair. In short, this book is a bridge from the past to the future. So, I want to hear from you. Do you think computers are better at testing us as than human, or do you miss the old paper and pencil days? Let's talk about it in the comment. If you found this review helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next book review. Thank you so much for watching. Keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.